Hey everybody, it is November, oh geez, I'm on Winnipeg time for some reason on my watch, November 27th, and I'm a hang and hunt situation. I thought I'd maybe kind of explain what's going on because I got a lot of questions after my last message, where I'm hunting and why I'm hunting. I'm just now setting my stand after moving once. Went to get up a tree earlier and I don't know, I wasn't ultra happy with it, so I moved on out closer to a food plot. Now if you listened to me earlier, you're probably thinking you're just backpedaling what I said about hunting food sources. No, I'm not actually. What I'm doing is going backwards in time, like we talked about before, in the past, basically. So we've hit that rut, the lockdown, which in my opinion is really the rut, and I'm hunting a food source in which I'm hoping to catch a buck that's looking for does. So I'm not hunting a bunch of trails. What I am hunting at the top of I would call it it's a really deep ravine. So if you look behind me here, I've got a couple, actually I've got two big draws that kind of come up together and they meet outside of here, which, as most of you know, are like corn, beans, fall mix, or however you want to mix them up. And this is a place that I don't think's been hunted yet by the landowner or any of his friends, so I'm hoping to score big here. The reason I'm in here is not because of the food, like I said, it's because I'm looking for those bucks that are swinging around the backside of a food source in the evening looking for does. Now, up until about 2 o'clock, I'd prefer to be in another place, probably down in the timber right now, where if you can have honeysuckle or any other green stuff that kind of comes together with creek heads, ravine funnels, or creek funnels and ravine heads at the bottoms of those, that's probably a more preferred place in the mornings. But for the evenings, you definitely want to kind of work your way up towards food now, because as we roll into shotgun season, roll in the later season, obviously they're going to be headed toward food more regularly. But the deer we're specifically after isn't just a regular deer, we're after mature bucks in that 6, 7, 8-year-old range. So I set up, like I said here, a couple ravine heads coming up to a break in a field where I've got 3 different types of food sources, and I've got a lot of timber work that was done back in the back. And each one of these little ridges has quite a bit of bedding work that's done on it. So my setup, I talked to you guys about before, is a hang and hunt kind of thing. You can see I do have my bow on the ground, which I don't really prefer, but it's kind of how it's been working out for me. And then I've got my lone wolf. I've got modified with my rope system, and I'm hands-free, obviously, hanging off each other to a safety harness. And it's an ultra quiet setup. I like being able to zip up in and out pretty quick. So thanks, Todd, for the good luck, and Michael, what's up? Michelle, sorry. So I'm gonna climb up in here and see what happens for the night. I'll probably keep you posted, and good luck to all you out there. I don't know how many of you are watching and hunting, but it's gonna be a good night, I think, and I'll try to video what I can. Unless there's a slammer that comes out, I might video him a little bit. I'm not sure. That'll video. So, anyhow, if you've never seen the system before, basically what I've done is I've taken a couple ropes. I use these little rubber ties, get them from Lowe's and a bunch of other places. Like Night Eyes makes these. There's a couple other places like Hawk Tree Stands makes them. But these ties down here, you can see my ropes. Try to get in here closer to them. All they are is they loop around the existing Lone Wolf buttons. And I used to actually use a boat cleat system that a guy, Jim Hull Jr., is a great whitetail hunter, showed me how to use up in Alberta. And he uses it a lot because he hunts a lot of public land, even though it's a guide. You slide up in a lot of poplar type trees, and he can use screw and steps a lot easier. Obviously I don't have the screw and step method, so I use this exact same method on my tree stand as I do on my steps. One rope goes around, no buckles, so no noise, and most importantly, most of you know, we're hanging off of trees, even if you're not using a lineman's rope or hugging that tree, trying to pull those ropes through, nothing's more frustrating than those buckles hitting the tree, getting between you and the tree. So that's why I chose that. So Mitch is walking out the door right now. Hurry, you know, get in your stand right now, because it's bum diggity out. There's rain coming in, and actually we had a little bit of misting back and forth. Another big thing with whitetails is, you know, well, pretty much any animal, those of you that, you've heard me say this before in a post probably, those of you that are bird hunting a lot, you know that wet days with moisture on the ground, are way more productive for your dogs to find birds. It's the same thing with whitetails right now, and that's pretty much what I'm hoping is finding some of those older bucks that are out there cruising on a doe, or looking for a doe that's still in estrus. And the ones that are with does, most of the time they push them up in really heavy cover, and I'm not so sure that the bucks actually push them as much as the does lead them into really heavy cover. So another reason why I'm up here at the tops, all this timber work that's been done on the tops and the flats. And Jason asked me if I use Ozonics. No, I don't. Big explanation for that later on, but I don't use it. It's actually seems to be pretty effective in low winds, but it seems like when I get that 10 to 15 mile an hour wind, which is kind of what I'm in right now, it becomes a lot less effective. In my opinion, any type of scent or any type of thing that is odor eliminating other than clothing possibly can put deer on alert. And I use the analogy all the time is when we walk into a room and we smell spaghetti sauce. We smell spaghetti sauce. A whitetail walked into a room and smelled somebody cooking spaghetti sauce. They'd smell oregano, salt, pepper, all sorts of things. So anytime you introduce something new, which in theory ozone isn't new, but it is man-made, it causes a deer to want to pick things apart, and especially does. So that's why I don't use it a lot. So anyhow, best of luck to all of you. I'm climbing the stand and finish getting in here, get my bow up here, and hopefully ruin something big. Good luck, everybody. See ya.